It's Kamera. Points in the Bible, day number 69, Deuteronomy chapter 32 to 34. Point I get from this read today is how God, He teaches us who He is. He reminds us of who He is. And He has left resources for us to fully understand who He is. Our God is a faithful God, a loving God, and He is the creator of all things. He created everybody individual. You don't think that He would tell them who He is in this life that He gives each one of us? Well, there's proof in today's read what He's done for us. Also, another point is how God, when He commissions us to do something, how He equips us with what we need. We just need to be strong and courageous, be obedient, and be strong and courageous. So, children of Israel, they were to learn this new song that Moses was creating. Moses was going to die, and God had told Moses in the previous chapter that He wanted Moses to create a song. The children of Israel was going to turn their back on Him after Moses died, but He wanted a song created so that it'll be His testimony against them, to remind them of what He's done for them. And He does. The scriptures today shows us the entire song. There's a lot that they need to learn. And yeah, so some of the things that it said was, first, it gave praises to God, our God, the creator of all things. He is a fair God. He is a just God. He is not only the creator of everything, but He also, loves and He nurtures His people. He nurtured the children of Israel. He took care of them. But they were corrupt and they turned their backs on God. This is how you repay God. This is what the song says. This is how you repay your Father, the one who fathered you, the one who formed you, the one who created you. And He goes through and said, remember days of old when, I gave, this nation, Israel, your inheritance. And I took care of you. I nourished you. And you became, very comfortable, very heavy, very sleek, very, well nourished. And then you abandon God. And you begin to serve these idols. And you just totally disobeyed God and sacrificed to idols. And so God told them, I was jealous, and I'm jealous, God, I'm angry, and all this calamity is coming upon you because of what you have done. And God says that He repay His enemies. Yeah. So all of this is basically showing what the song shows, what God has done for them and what is going to happen to them, and they are to remember. So that reminds me of God's scriptures. He teaches us who He is. God creates every last one of us. He formed every last one of us. You don't think He's going to teach us who He is? You think He's just going to create us just so we can die? He took the time to create us and raise us, and breathe in us and nourish us. And He's just going to let us die without knowing Him? No. We choose to accept His word or we don't. He teaches us. We choose whether to accept it or not. Same thing with children of Israel. They're going to read it too. They're going to know. Yeah. And so I like that part that it shows us that even then He was very considerate, and that's the point. Yeah. Children of Israel still did what they want to do. So after that, Moses told them to take heart of everything He had told them. Yeah. And then He goes through and He blesses each one of the tribes. He called each tribe by name and blessed them. Great words of encouragement. And so after that, God had already told Moses that he was going to die. So after that, Moses went where God told him to do, which was to go up to Mount Nebo. And He was going to show him, though He's not going to lead the children of Israel, into the promised land, He is going to show him. So go to the top of Mount Nebo, look out, and He called out the different areas for Moses to see. And Moses, he died. We have no idea where God buried Moses, but Moses died. Moses was 120 years old. His vision was still sharp. He was still strong as ever. Isn't that something? Children of Israel, they mourned him. So we do see and we understand that there is not a problem with mourning. You have people who will say, be strong, person is in mourning, be strong, toughen up. They mourned Moses for 30 days. I'm just saying it's okay to mourn as long as you don't let it overtake you too long. After that, get up and continue the life that God bless you in. I'm just saying, because after that, they left. Now Joshua is in charge. God blessed Joshua with wisdom. Moses had laid hands on him, but he blessed Joshua with wisdom. The Israelites, they listened to him. So God blessed Joshua with what he needed. Remember, Joshua was Moses' aide. He was not leader. He was an aide. But God blessed him what he needed. Isn't that something? But I'm reminded of a time when Moses was seeking the Lord. Joshua was right there with him, learning. Didn't know he was going to lead at that time. Isn't that something? We never know where God is going to take us, where he's going to lead us. But we're learning daily. And when he put us, is ready for us to be in a position, we are equipped. And so after that, Scripture tells us, and I have to read this, since then no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face, or who did all the wonders, the signs and wonders the Lord sent him to do in Egypt. There has not been one that did it like Moses. He went to, and what he did with Pharaoh and to all the officials and to the entire land. For no one has ever shown the mighty power or performed the awesome deeds that Moses did in the sight of all of Israel. Yeah, so I had to say that. So guys, if you have any points you'd like to add, please place them in the comments area. That's points in the Bible, day number 69, Deuteronomy chapter 32 to 34. You have a God-filled blessed day.